The Cirrus SR22 is a single-engine, originally 4 and later 5-seat, composite aircraft built by Cirrus Aircraft starting in 2001. It is a more powerful version of the Cirrus SR20, with a larger wing, higher fuel capacity, and a 310 horsepower engine. It is extremely popular among purchasers of new aircraft and has been the world's best-selling, single-engine, 4-seat aircraft every year since 2004. Like the Cessna 400, but unlike most other aircraft in its class, the SR22 has fixed landing gear. The aircraft is perhaps best known for being equipped with the Cirrus Airframe Parachute System, an emergency whole-plane parachute capable of lowering the entire aircraft safely to the ground after a loss of control, structural failure or mid-air collision. Design and development. The SR22 was certified in November 2000 and is a higher-powered version of the earlier SR20. The SR22 is a low-wing cantilever monoplane of composite construction with tricycle landing gear, featuring a castering nose wheel and steering via differential braking on the main wheels. It is powered by a nose-mounted 310 HP Continental IO550N piston engine. The 4-seat cabin is accessed through a door on each side. In 2004 the company introduced the SR22 G2 and in 2007 the SR22 G3. Both were defined by airframe modifications, G2 by fuselage and G3 by wing landing gear changes. In 2013 the Cirrus SR22 G5 was introduced. Key changes were an increase in gross weight to 3,600 lb and a standard 5-seat cabin arrangement. The G5 received only very minor changes for 2014 including integrated LED lighting and high-performance Beringer brakes. In 2013 the SR22 and SR22T were the highest-selling 4 to 5-seat fixed-wing aircraft in the world and had been for 11 years in a row. Turbocharged models. Cirrus introduced the SR22 Turbo in 2006. This was factory installation of a Tornado Alley turbo-normalizing upgrade kit installed under a supplemental type certificate. It features twin turbo-normalizers and twin intercoolers. Also included with the conversion is built-in oxygen and a Hartzell 3-blade lightweight composite propeller. The weight of the conversion reduces the SR22's useful load. Air conditioning is available with the SR22 Turbo, but this further reduces the useful load. The Turbo version has a certified ceiling of 25,000 feet, a maximum cruise speed of 211 knots, and a top speed of 290 knots. In 2010, a new model was introduced, the SR22T. This used a new engine, the Continental TSIO 550K that produces 315 HP with a 7.5:1 compression ratio and will run on 94-octane fuel. Glass cockpit. SR22s that were built before 2003 were equipped with traditional analog instruments and 10 inches multifunction display. In 2003 SR22s were first delivered with the Avidyne Integra primary flight display which later that year became standard equipment. Retrofits are available for the older aircraft that replace the instrument panels with a new one that will include the PFD, a new multifunction display and the installation of backup mechanical instruments. On May 22, 2008, Cirrus and Garmin revealed a new cockpit, Cirrus Perspective. Both cockpits were available for a period. Today only the Perspective panel is offered. In 2009, the third-generation Cirrus SR22 GTS came equipped with a new enhanced vision system, a sophisticated dual-wavelength instrument that offers both infrared and synthetic vision. At the 2010 EAA Adventure, Cirrus announced its plans to certify Garmin's system known as ESP on the Cirrus SR22. It would include advanced flight envelope protection that could stabilize the aircraft with the push of a button, to avoid spiral from developing. Flight into known icing. The completion of testing for flight into known icing was announced by the manufacturer on January 12, 2009. The equipment change involved installation of a larger fluid tank for the TKS weeping wing system and more areas of the aircraft protected. The new installation was approved by the FAA in April 2009. Operational history. and Steradian-22 was chosen for a 2013 world record attempt by 19-year-old Ryan Campbell to become the youngest pilot to fly solo around the world. On September 7, 2013 he landed back in Australia, making him the youngest pilot to navigate around the world at the time. The SR22 Spirit of the Sapphire Coast was modified by removing 3 seats and adding a 160 US gallons fuselage tank for a total of 250 US gallons usable. Variants: SR22, original version, SR22 G2, improved variant, SR22 Turbo G2. In July 2006, Cirrus announced a turbo-normalized SR22. Some initial models were identified as Signature Edition SE22 G2s. SR22 G3, improved variant for 2007 with increased fuel capacity from 81 to 92 US gallons, lighter stronger carbon fiber wing spar and redesigned taller landing gear for better prop clearance. Upgraded models, such as G3 GTS, with XM weather and audio, and airbag seatbelts on all 4 seats, shoulder harnesses. SR22T, introduced as a new model in June 2010, with a ground-boosted Continental TSIO 550K producing 315 HP. The engine has low compression pistons, producing a 7.5:1 compression ratio to allow the engine to run on lower octane fuel, 94 UL. The SR22T has an increased maximum cruise speed of 214 kn, an empty weight of 2,348 lb and a maximum operating altitude of 25,000 ft. This model also has a decreased useful load of 1,052 lb and reduced range of 1,046 nm. This model is also equipped with a Hartzell 3-blade lightweight composite prop. SR22TN, version with a Tornado Alley turbo normalizing kit added to the Continental IO 550N engine producing 310 HP. SR22G5 and SR22TG5. On January 17, 2013, Cirrus Aircraft announced the 4th generation of the SR22 and SR22T. New features included the maximum takeoff weight increased by 200 lb, the previous optional 60/40 split back seat, ADS-B transponder and Garmin GFC 700 autopilot were all made standard equipment. The wheel pants were redesigned and included an access door for the inflator valve. The aircraft's ballistic parachute was also improved and included a larger canopy to account for the higher takeoff weight, along with a more powerful rocket. The rocket firing was changed to a fail-safe electronic ignition and could now be deployed at 140 knots. Earlier versions used a pyrotechnic rocket ignition system. The speeds at which flaps can be deployed were increased to 150 knots for the first notch, 110 knots for the second notch of flaps, with an additional 3.5 degrees of extension. Fuel burn was slightly increased at cruise speeds, rate of climb was reduced, liftoff speed was increased to 80 knots from 72 knots and stall speed increased to 60 knots from 58 knots. Aircraft Type Club. The Cirrus Aircraft are supported by an Aircraft Type Club, the Cirrus Owners and Pilots Association. Operators. The aircraft is popular with air charter and small air taxi carriers as well as private individuals and companies. The largest current dedicated fleet operator is Imaginair, which commenced operations in 2007. Cessna was formerly the largest operator with 26 aircraft. It commenced operations in 2004 and went out of business in 2009. Accidents and incidents. Between 2001 and May 2014, 147 U.S. registered Cirrus SR22 aircraft crashed, resulting in 122 fatalities. In 2011, the accident record of the SR20 and 22 was the subject of a detailed examination by Aviation Consumer magazine. The review concluded that the Cirrus has an overall accident record that is better than average for light aircraft, exceeded only by the Diamond DA40 and DA42. However, its fatal accident rate is much worse at 1.6 per 100,000 flight hours, placing it higher than the United States general aviation rate of 1.2 and higher than the Diamond DA40, Cessna 172, Diamond DA42, Cessna 182 and the Cessna 400. despite the SR22's full aircraft parachute system. By 2014 the accident rate had been dramatically reduced, with a 2013 fatal rate of 1.01 per 100,000 flight hours. This was attributed to better training, particularly in when to deploy the ballistic parachute system. Specifications. Data from Cirrus website and the incomplete guide to airfoil usage. General characteristics: crew, 1, capacity, 4 passengers, length, 26 ft 0 in, wingspan, 38 ft 4 in, height, 8 ft 11 in, airfoil, Ronch, empty weight, 2,225 lb, gross weight, 3,600 lb, fuel capacity, 92 US gallons, power plant, 1 Continental IO 550N 6-cylinder horizontally opposed aircraft engine, 310 HP, propellers, 3-bladed, performance, cruise speed, 183 kn, stall speed, 60 kn flaps down, range, 1,049 nmi with reserves at 65% power, service ceiling, 17,500 ft, rate of climb, 1,270 a foot per minute. See also, ballistic recovery systems, related development, Cirrus SR20, Cirrus Vision SF50, aircraft of comparable role, configuration and era, Cessna 400, Mooney acclaim, references. External links, official website.